Good morning. It is Monday, the 26th of August. It's a bank holiday, and I am here with my buddy, my co-host, the lovely Karen Wood. I am Rev Nick Brown, and this is time to brighten your day. Da, 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 da. Good morning, Karen. How are you?
Good morning, Nick. I'm very good. I'm tickety boo. It's Monday, yes, and it's bank holiday, and we have sunshine in Lincolnshire. So
Oh, hey.
what's it like in Little Port this morning?
It's a little overcast,
Oh,
breaking blue, but and of course
oh, Richard's got sunny skies, so
in the
that's good
Costa
too.
del South Coast, Richard's having a whale of a time. It's balmy, it's arid, it's crisp and shiny down south. But yeah, it's not bad actually. It's that warmth of light with a slight gentle breeze, what I would call heaven.
Oh,
It's not too bad. It really isn't too bad. We had a bit of rain overnight, which has
mm-hmm,
freshened the air a little.
mm-hmm.
But yes, it's not bad at all. So Karen, darling, what have you been doing with yourself?
Well, I had a busy week, workshops, classes. So Saturday I did some, general household chores, which was quite nice to sort of like to clear out cupboards. There's something about clearing things out, isn't there, and sorting things out and what have you. So I did that on Saturday, and yesterday I took a leaf out of a friend's book when I had a chat, and they said, "Oh, we're going to watch a film today." So Mike and I had movie afternoon. So we watched a couple of Mark Wahlberg films, The Union, and I can't remember, Spencer Confidential. And then we had to have a little bit of Marvel magic. So we watched a Marvel film in the evening. So yeah, so it was just a bit of chill out day, and I cooked roast chicken dinner for everybody. So it was a proper Sunday, what I call a proper Sunday. So that was good.
Wonderful, wonderful,
What,
excellent stuff.
what about you? What have you been up to?
Well, Saturday I cooked one of my signature dishes. I made
Oh,
chicken chow mein. I've got a new wok. Thanks, mother. She
ah,
picked it up for me in time because my other one was falling apart. But yes, so I cooked my signature chicken chow mein, and I've had the place to myself this weekend,
mm-hmm,
apart from obviously the animals.
mm,
And I haven't had anything much on this weekend. We obviously had our Sunday service
yeah,
yesterday.
yeah.
But I've been writing poetry. I've been feeling in quite a reflective mood. So I
Ah,
did a bit of poems,
oh,
wrote a bit
lovely.
of poetry. But other than that, apart from keeping the animals happy and well fed, just having a rest, watching a bit of science fiction, of course. I
Oh,
did
of course.
pick up a few Babylon 5 episodes, of course, just to refresh the old grey cells. But other than that, not much.
It's good to reflect. It's good to look back. It's good to take stock, as my mum always used to say. We have to take stock of things and think about what we've done, where we've been, who we are. Um, and I suppose it's just the reflection is a good thing to do sometimes, isn't it? You
It
know?
certainly is. I think unless we reflect, we never know where we've been, and we learn so much from experience. Life is experience, and experience is such a useful necessity
Mm,
in any way of life, I think, but in particular with ours, it helps give you new perspectives, new thoughts, new ways of working, but also helps you understand who and what you are and where you're going.
mm.
Oh my gosh, it's what, 4 minutes in, and I've just quoted Babylon 5. Who are you? What do you want? And where are you going? Are really, really big questions in Babylon 5. So I've got that one in nice and quick. But
Mm.
yes, it's always important to look back, but make sure that equally, like the Greek god Janus, we're looking backwards and forwards in equal measure. I think is
Yes,
appropriate. Um,
definitely. Yeah,
but that
yeah.
is, kind of what we do, really. I don't know what you think, Karen. It's what we do as mediums is with the help of spirit and those who come through, and of course our guides and inspirers, we do follow that path of what Janus is, the one at the door, looking backwards and looking forwards.
Mm.
what people tend to forget about that image is that Janus is always standing in the doorway,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
looking backwards, looking forwards, but present in the moment.
Yeah.
The future and the past create the moments, and the actions that have led to and the direction that we wish to are the meeting place of the present time. And I think if we forget that important, essential moment, we tend to lose any point or purpose of looking back or looking forward. So there we are.
Ooh.
Just a tidbit of philosophy
Well,
there.
as we're looking back and we're looking back at the memories that have been created, aren't we? You know,
Yes,
those wonderful memories that we create with the people that we care about and the people that we love. And
yes,
they will stay with us always.
yes,
Those memories cannot be eradicated because they are etched in your heart. And
indeed.
when we work as mediums and we bring back those memories, it's an honor and a privilege to do that. And I think that's that wonderful thing that we do, and it's precious.
Yes,
Precious.
it
It
really,
is.
really is. And of course, yes, there's Mama B. I did
Yes.
have to. Anyone who is a healer, please send Mama B some healing. She did
Oh,
have a bit of a
bless.
fall this week.
Oh,
Um,
dear. I'm
she was
sorry to hear that,
overdoing
Linda.
cleaning up the garden.
Oh, yes. Well, it's that time of year, isn't it? You know, where you have to sort of like the weeds keep coming and you just feel you've got to get out there. But Linda, please take it easy. You know, look after yourself. So we
Yeah,
don't want you falling. So look after
ab-
yourself. We'll send you a big healing hug. So
absolutely.
we better say some hellos now to
We
our
better.
love
Do you
to
know
our
what,
lovely
Sharon?
precious family.
I've got to say, isn't it funny that we both had this urge to start saying hello to everybody, and then suddenly this discarnate voice from above that guides us
Yes.
says, "Shall we say some hellos?"
We're all on the
Richard is, of
same
course,
page.
we are. Richard, of his course, is in the background, steering us with his hand on the tiller as ever. To which we are internally grateful. So we are going to say some hellos, and I'm going to kick off
Go on then.
by saying hello to Kelly Rocket. Hello, darling. Welcome along.
Naomi Brown, hello. Yes, we're having a great day. So hope you are too.
And Ali Gris, hello to you. Do you know what? I love that picture.
It's great, isn't it? Yeah, really lovely. Victoria Witcher, good morning. No, we don't have a day off. Not on, it's Monday, so we're here.
So what's one of them?
Exactly.
Gina Ziftins, good morning to you. I love the waves.
Our lovely Eunice, good morning. She's going to be here for a little while. Well, that's wonderful.
Hello, sweetie. And Christina Davis, hi to you, all the way from YouTube there.
Chrissy Wheatley, hello, Chrissy. Nice to see you.
Hello, sweetie. And Malik, yes, that is what we are here for. Always ask your questions. Without questions, we find no answers, and answers are that which we seek.
Oh, Chrissy's just said, must have been quiet in your house all weekend, Nick, if you was on your own. But I bet you talk to yourself like they say you can't shut a good man.
Do you know what?
Oh dear.
I had a really excellent debate about the price of fish with a bunny. It was brilliant.
Well, there you go. There you go. Good morning, Lisa Bennett. Nice to have you with us.
Definitely got my point across. And Malik, good morning to you too.
Faye, good morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning, Faye. And Stacey Edens, hello, y'all. Hello, you, all the way there on YouTube too.
Hello, Mimi. Mimi's also on YouTube. Nice to see you.
And Mimi's a new sub, so welcome along.
Oh,
And Tracy Boyle's with us. Good morning to you.
and Jane O is also on YouTube and she's with us. Good morning.
And Sam B, hello. It's really good to see you too.
Trevor Andrew Morley, nice to see you. Yes, and a happy bank holiday to you, Trevor.
And Paula Mountain, what a wonderful name.
Yeah,
Paula
it's good, isn't
Mountain,
it?
good morning.
Hello, Anna Sagan, nice to see you.
And good morning to everyone else who is watching and joining us here today. Please, will you do us a firm one? Do us a favour. Will you help us out here? Please remember to share a link to today's show to your feed, to everywhere else. Get the word out. Let them know that we are here. It is so important, especially my friends, as there is still someone pretending to be SPTV. They are messaging people and offering readings. That's how you know that it's a fake account, because Richard doesn't do that. Richard
No.
doesn't message people, certainly from the SPTV account. So if you are getting messages from SPTV, it is fake. It is not this channel. So please share, share, share. Let the world know that this is the one and only in the real SPTV. And good morning to Mandy Taylor, who has joined us there.
Lovely, lovely. Oh dear, yeah. Do you know what? It really aggravates me when people decide to clone or hack or do all these things. It's not nice at all. There's no need
No,
for
it's
it.
not.
You know, it's not fair. It really isn't. I mean, I struggle with, well, I'm getting better, I think, with technology, and I suppose it is a very big part of our lives. And it is the way forward, especially with I do a lot of my work now online, so I'm very grateful for it. But it's lovely that, we can still meet in person, we can still connect, but connection and reflection
Yeah,
are two very powerful words, because when you connect with somebody, you can reflect on that journey that you've had together. You can talk about things, you've got common ground. And common ground is, you can say, oh, do you remember when? It's important to have those connections in any shape or form, be it face to face or through technology. We are very fortunate that we have those. So yes, it is.
absolutely. In actual fact, we have a mutual acquaintance who's been having some issues with cloned accounts.
Mm,
And interestingly enough, we'll be speaking to him a little bit later on, because we do have a guest today,
yes.
um, who will be coming up shortly. But he had a similar issue I noticed on his Facebook feed a few days ago, and it is frustrating. But I suppose we should take small comfort that people think we're worthy of cloning.
Yeah.
I know it's not a great comfort, and it is really really annoying and ridiculous.
Mm,
Um, but there is, that old adage of taking a little bit of comfort that we seem to be worth cloning, which
mm.
is in itself a compliment, I suppose, even if it's a cack-handed one.
Yes, true.
But
Yeah.
when you said about it's still saying send, yeah, that now the 200 stars thing is a standard Facebook feature. So Faye, good morning, Faye, is saying it's still saying send 200 stars as well. That is a Facebook feature that Facebook put in, so that's not anything that we have or Richard
No,
has the ability to do anything about. Just don't use them. So again,
no,
a reminder, for because we have got lots of new people coming in, please do not send stars. You are the only stars we want shining in our night sky, our lovely SPTV family, of which, talking about reflection and people coming into our lives. Morning to Cheryl Koenig, by the way. I saw your name pop there a minute ago. It's interesting because you see these names pop up, like the
you do.
lovely Ashley
Oh,
Oliver.
morning, Ashley.
Um,
Nice to see
Good
you.
morning to you. You see these names pop up, and then suddenly they start popping up everywhere. And if you're
Yes,
really, really lucky, in your friends' requests as well, which has
absolutely.
always been, I think I'm about 20 people off of having 3,000 followers.
Wow, that's
Now,
amazing.
it's not a grand, massive number compared to some other people, but you know what? I'm happy. because everyone who follows has done so for a reason. And if that means that I can continue making an effort to touch someone's life, then
Mm.
I'm happy. Sarah Tink Weston, woohoo! I finally caught you live.
Oh,
Welcome back,
that's nice. That's nice.
Sarah. Hello.
Well, you got more followers than me, Nick. Perhaps it's something I did or something I said.
Do you know what? It's something that I've been quite happy to allow build up over time and not really think about too much.
Mm.
And I think that way you keep them.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
I've often, we are talking, of course, about reflecting and looking back. I think looking back, I've used my yeah, absolutely quality.
Oh, that's nice, Ashley.
Um, looking back, I've never shied away from being honest. I've
Hmm.
never shied away from defending my own perspective and view. But then I've never gone out of my way to put that view or opinion above anyone else's.
Mm.
It's my little corner of the cybersphere.
Mm.
It will reflect who I am, but bring who you are into it as well, because that's how we make connections.
True.
And this is something I was talking about last week, in a workshop or a circle. I can't remember which. It's all a bit of a blur, really. Um, we talk about the threads of life, don't we? And the only way to make connections is to not. There's this wonderful phrase that people use: agree to disagree. I'm not actually overly keen on that, because if we agree to disagree, we're saying that there's nothing that we have in common, and we're putting a stop on that. But if we can communicate in a responsible, respectful way, where we can discuss things with purpose and passion without allowing that passion to overtake us, we can learn more about ourselves and each other, about our perspectives and other people's perspectives. So, as much as sometimes you have no other choice to agree to disagree, what I prefer to do is focus on the commonalities.
Yeah.
So, I think, and I do want to speak about this today in particular when we're talking at reflection. It would be easy for people who don't know thee or me, or know thee and not me, to say that because we come from two very different um, practices
Yeah. Yeah.
within the spiritualist way of life, it would be so easy for us to be sniping and backbiting and arguing all the time. But you know what the truth is? We don't, because firstly, we respect each other's positions. And
Hmm.
secondly, we look for the commonalities between thee and me. And
Exactly.
anything that we don't necessarily agree on is secondary to that. And I'll be honest with you, I struggle to find anything that we've disagreed on in the
Yeah.
time we've spent together.
Do you know what? That's really true, because everything you've said, I've always nodded the same. And I think it's because it's what's in our heart. It's how we feel. And, all paths lead to God, as far as I'm concerned, in whatever path of spiritualism you're in, or even any other religion, culture, or creed. All paths lead the same way. And I think if people looked for the commonality that we all share, then we could actually talk and discuss and form bonds and friendships, which is
Yes.
exactly what we've done.
Yeah,
So yeah, yeah.
absolutely. And it's not just a fun part of our friendship.
Mm.
I think it's if I may be so bold, I think it's a good symbol for our way of life,
Yes, definitely.
that we do work in the way we do. Because especially, depending on what perspective you look at this way of life from, all of the, ingrained ways of working from whatever path you walk are secondary to the purpose, which is intention of
Yes,
helping people. And I
exactly.
think that is why we get on the way we do. And I think that is the why we stalk forward with gusto, with humor. I mean, you're not afraid to put me in my place when I need it. You know, and you're certainly not afraid to share your views.
Yeah.
And I'm the same. So
Yeah.
because we are similar personalities in that way, it could so easily go the wrong way. The
Mm.
reason it doesn't is I think that there is mutual respect.
Definitely.
And I
Definitely.
think that is what matters most above all things.
Do you know what? I've got so many friends from different walks of life and so many people I respect and trust and care about. And even though we've never met personally, Nick, we just met, but we are going to be rectifying that in a few months' time. But even though I feel that I know you very well, and I feel that the things that we've shared, over this time have been, very thought provoking, and we formed a bond of working together. And you have to trust each other when you work with somebody, and that's been really quite profound, and it's been absolutely wonderful. It really has.
Yeah, yeah, it has. You know, it sounds really maudlin. We're looking back, but there is, of course, that little reflection there, as we said, about we're looking forward as well, because on the 5th of October we are coming together for the first time to
Mm.
physically work together. Yeah, I love. I've got
Oh,
to
that's
say this.
brilliant. That's
this
brilliant.
way of this way of life is so hilarious, because you can't say we're going to be in the same room and work together without making a reference to we're working together for mediumship. Of course, not physical mediumship. We are working together physically, but not physically. You know,
Yeah,
it's so funny, and I love it. But we both have a similar sense of humor,
we do.
which I
And we
think
like
helps.
science fiction.
We do, we do. I mean, the fact that you spent your weekend having to finish it off with a bit of MCU, you know, come on, darling. That is absolutely. And some of the comments that are coming in, we are all one and the same, but with own character, creed, etc. Trevor, Andrew Morley, absolutely yes.
Definitely.
And I think the experiment of putting a Christian spiritualist and a modern spiritualist in the same room and shaking the jar and seeing what happens has proved that we
It
are one.
works. It
And it
works.
does work. It does work. It does work. Um, we I don't think that our individual practices are that different either. And I think
No.
if anything that I can take from our time together, which has been absolutely amazing
Mm.
and truly special,
Oh,
is that yes,
likewise, Linda.
yeah,
Likewise. Can't wait to meet you too.
bless her. Mama B's got her stalker eyes on you.
Oh,
Ready to pour the kettle. Um,
no,
yes,
beetroot, beetroot.
gonna say avoid the beetroot salads in Little Port Karen, whatever you
I
do.
will.
You know, I don't think that wherever I go or whatever I do, um,
Yeah,
Mama B will ever stop reminding Richard of the beetroot salad that he had in Little
exactly.
Port.
Exactly.
Our guest in the background, sitting so patiently still, is looking rather befuddled by the comment of the beetroot salad, which reminds us, of course, for those that have never been before, Richard did come to Littleport once. We have met. I know what his face looks like, and no, I can't be bribed. He ordered a beetroot salad for his main, and I think the bowl could have fit in the hand of a child, and still had fingers stretching out. And he was so depressed, it was like some religious ceremony. We were all taking a portion of our own meals and adding to his to kind of build it up a bit. Bless him. But
Oh,
that's the kind
bless.
of thing we do in Liverpool. But yeah, what I can take is that even though practices perceivably are different, they actually are. And even though they are perceivably different, they are always born out of the same thing. And if you can use humor and compassion and kindness,
Mm,
the path forward is always bright.
yes.
But of course, we must, when we think of reflection, also consider the path forward. I think if we do not look back or do not look forward, we can never live in the moment. I think I've said that before today. And today, very much, if we are going to reflect on the past and look to the future, in order to look in the moment, we must always take opportunities to do that which will push us forward, make us stronger, and make us grow. But life, of course, is change.
Yes, very
And
much so.
so it is with a lot of fear and trepidation, a huge amount of emotion, and a lot of sadness. I regret to inform you, all my lovely friends, that this will be my last show as co host of the Monday show. I am taking a bold step forward and moving to different ways of working. There's been some personal changes in my life that have put me in a position where I needed to reflect and pause and consider. And sadly, my Mondays are not what they once were. So I have sadly taken the decision that it is time for me to move forward. And the good news is you don't get rid of me entirely. Very graciously and with threats of physical violence and attack, Karen and Richard have said I'm not allowed to leave completely. So once a month, I will be your outside broadcaster, Revnik's bit on the side. For those that are regular watchers, we have a wonderful outside broadcast from the lovely Kate May. And it will be something in a similar vein to them, a few minutes of upliftment and laughter and joy, but also serious philosophy, of course, and maybe the occasional quote of Babylon 5, we'll have to see.
Of
But
course.
of course, but the time has come, as the song says, for me to move forward. I have been um, a co-host on the Monday show for 2 years, and I must say it has been two of the best years of experience, upliftment, and laughter that I have had. It has been brilliant. I have met new friends, I have made new acquaintances, and I have got people in my life now that I will never, ever, ever let go of. And my co-host on a Monday morning, the beautiful Karen Wood, is one of those individuals. She has been a rocking hard time, a feather in tickly times, and it has been an absolute honor and privilege to work with you. I look forward to continuing to work with you in different ways. Of course, we're going
Absolutely.
to have one huge party on the 5th of October when we come together for our demo in Littleport, which will be transmitted through the ether.
Absolutely. You know, I'm looking forward to meeting you, and you know, I'm just looking at all the comments. You know, Nick, you've touched so many lives. Mine very much so. It's been a pleasure to be on here with you. I've learned so much from you. You know, I was very nervous taking this job on, but I love it now, and that's a lot of well, most of it's down to you and Richard. But you having you sort of there and just to back me up and everything has been brilliant. It's hard. It's a hard day for me today, but I'm gonna still be with you all on Monday, and we'll explain a little bit about that. But we just want to celebrate Nick today, because you're such a wonderful medium, a wonderful person, and I know all the stuff that you do, and you never sort of, you know, you're not one to sing your own praises. So I'm going to do it for you. Your compassion and your love for your people that you look after in Littleport, but just also in your outreach work as well, and also what you do behind the scenes no one knows about. You keep it very close to your chest, but you are such a shining light in the spiritualist movement, because I'm going to bring them all together now and say the spiritualist movement, that, you know, there's a lot of people that could learn a lot from you, and your philosophy and the way that you look at things and your knowledge is phenomenal. And it's been my absolute pleasure to work with you, and I love you to bits, and you are now a friend. And once I've been to Littleport in October, I will be back, and I hope that we can do other stuff together as well.
Absolutely, and you better well be back. Um, yeah, it is. There's been a lot of change with SPTV.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're all aware of that. I didn't want to leave without giving a reason, saying why, because you know what, people do like to fill in the blanks. It's human nature.
Oh,
Bless mother. Don't worry, I'm fighting it back. But I do want to say that although I am leaving, I have got to single not only you, Karen, out as being a true friend and a wonderful, wonderful co-host. And yes, there's no way you're getting rid of me now. That's you're
that's all
stuck
right
with
then.
me, love. I will still be present, obviously, once a month with my outside broadcast. I will still. I'm not leaving the internet, so I will still be about, and I will, of course, continue to support SPTV. But I do want to single one person out in particular in this moment. Richard has been a huge part of my life, a huge influence. And I don't think he realizes just how much of an influence he has been. All right, he might be peeved that I still don't pronounce my T's properly, but I am from the Fens, and it has been a 44-year process of unlearning T's. 2 years is not long enough to 40, 44 years, mate. Just for you, Richard. 44 years of expression and speech without T's influencing my language has been, a long time to undo it, and 2 years ain't long enough. But Richard has taught me about myself. Richard has taught me about how to better portray myself, even if the T's are still an issue. But Richard has been a huge rock to me and a huge friend to me. And again, he ain't getting rid of me that easily because I do consider him a friend. And I personally felt I owed it specifically to him to make sure that my transition from SPTV to, my new life was respected and reflected properly. So, Richard, thank you so much for everything you have done for me. You'll never know how much you truly have taught me over the last 2 years, not just as a friend, but as a producer. But my friends, it ain't over until this fat lady sings, because we have got another hour and a half left together. So let's make this a rocking good show. We
Absolutely.
are going to take a very brief break because we are going to look to the future now. We are going to look to the future with the support of a wonderful, wonderful friend who is our first outside broadcaster of the Monday shows. And it is, of course, the lovely Kate May. So, Karen,
I
what
think
time?
you better say it. You better say it. You
Richard,
do it.
it is time to roll 'em, Richard.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kate May, Modern Day Mystic. You can catch me on katemay.co.uk. We are entering another week. It's the last week of August. We're going to see what's going on for your zodiac signs this week. What energy do you have? So we're going to kick off with Aries. Working hard, Aries. This week, roll those sleeves up, keep on going, prioritize things. That's going to be important. Prioritizing and not to be too scattered. So looking at perhaps putting all your eggs in one basket as you finish things there. Dot the I's, cross the T's. It's going to be really important that you are focused on the job in hand or whatever it is that needs your attention right now, where you can get that priority. Okay, Taurus, let's have a look. Taurus, this week's energy is the 10 of Pentacles. Success, celebrations, recognition. You're going to be feeling like you've made it this week, Taurus. You're going to start to feel more security around you, Taurus, and there may be a little bit of money to share around for you. So there could be some a windfall perhaps, or money that's come to you from a build up, perhaps where you've been saving or somebody else has been saving, but money is coming to you this week, Taurus, to bring that stability and security. But this is going to help not just you but others around you there. Happy family news, Taurus, as well. Okay, Gemini, watch your back a little bit, Gemini. You might have to be one step ahead of the game. If something looks too good to be true, it could be. Don't cut any corners. Cancer, this is a bit of a trying time for you, Cancer, this week. So you might feel that things are a bit challenging, things are a little bit difficult. Don't struggle on your own. There is help and support there. If you struggle on your own, you're going to make it harder, and you don't need to. So reach out, communicate, let people know that you need a bit of help. Leo, abundance, prosperity, growth is coming around you this week, Leos. The Empress, there could be some happy family news, baby news there, but growth and prosperity is coming around you. You're going to feel very comfortable this week, Leos. This is going to be a good week for you around your home area. Virgo, big changes this week, Virgo. Some of these may be a bit of a surprise, and this card is about breaking things down because it's saying something is a bit rocky, so therefore we need to create a new foundation, but in that we have to break things down. So this is a breaking down week for you, Virgos. Restructure, shuffling things up a little bit, and sudden surprises. Libra, the end of difficult times, Libra. Karmic endings, let go of what no longer serves you, accept things, admit defeat, and get on with it. Close that door, ready for new opportunities. You may find that you're coming to the end of quite a difficult period. You might find mentally you're quite exhausted, so try not to fight a battle that's just you can't fight anymore. Accept it, acknowledge it, go with it. Scorpio, you're reaching positive milestones this week, Scorpio. You're feeling like a bit of a winner. You could hear some good news as well. There's success, there's celebrations that you can share with the loved ones, but there's also good news in passes or wins and getting a job done well. Sagittarius, count your blessings. This is a great card, the wish card. Sagittarius, this week you're going to feel chuffed, happy, at peace, contented. You might feel like you've got your cake and you're eating it, the cat's got the cream. It's a wonderful card, but do remember this week, count your blessings. Capricorn, battle on, Capricorn, this week. It's time to stick up for what you believe in, Capricorns. If you want to fight for something, if you believe in it, you can win it. This card is called winning the battle, but you could be up against some competition or opposing forces. So it's important that you are ready for action, prepared, but fight for your corner. Aquarius, a whole new chapter this week, Aquarius. Loose ends get tied up, things start to come full circle for you, and you're ready to embrace a whole new world. Pisces, got a lot of responsibility on your shoulders this week, Pisces, so try not to add to that. Try not to add to that burden, and allow other people to take some of the shoulder. Delegate where you can, and don't add to your burden there.
And we are back, and thank you to the lovely Kate May. I look forward, because we've been gassing about ice creams. I look forward to hearing my horoscope. I'm a Scorpio, if anyone heard it. So I'm looking forward to hearing my tarot scope, along with reading all of your very kind comments again. Thank you all for everything you have said. It is, of course, a reminder that you don't get rid of me that easily. I'm still gonna be part of the SPTV family, just taking a back seat. You know, or as someone commented a few weeks ago, taking the lazy route and doing a VT. So you can roll me now, Karen.
Absolutely, yes. Oh,
And I
it's
tell
going to
you
be
what,
weird.
Chrissy Wheatley will be happy, because Richard will actually, for once, be able to pause me if he wants.
Yes, he will, but I don't think he will. No, he won't.
No. He'll want to get it over as quickly as possible. He'll be going in and using AI to edit my tea.
Oh,
so I
stop it! Stop it! So it's gonna, yeah. Well, we're gonna be very, you know, it's gonna be lovely, because we're gonna have Kate, and then we'll have you once a month, and you'll still be with us. So
Yes.
that's nice. That's nice.
Absolutely. And
yeah.
if I may say, it is an absolute privilege to hand the reins of longest serving host over to my very good friend Karen. I know you are all going to be in perfectly safe hands. But of course, when looking to the future, we must also consider that we can't have Karen on her own.
Oh,
I know she has, of course, got you lovely, lovely SPTVers looking after her, and I know you will. But what I think is she also needs someone to work with, someone to bounce off of, someone to banter with. And so we are going to welcome our guest for today's show. But actually, our guest is not just a guest, he is also half of the future of Monday mornings, because our guest today is also the man who is taking hold of one of the reins and is going to be your new co-host for starting Monday off. So please give a huge share round of applause and welcome to Chris Jacobs.
woo!
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good to see you, my friend. How are you?
I'm fine. Are you?
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. All the better for seeing you, mate.
Oh, hello,
Brilliant. And I've got
Chris.
hello, Karen. I look forward to working with you.
Absolutely. It's gonna be different, but it's gonna be wonderful. And I know that, you know, Nick has handed over the reins, so I know Nick's happy with all of it and everything. So it's just have to excuse me today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just a little bit Lisa just said they're gonna look after me, but they'll miss you. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, it's a
Thank
little
you.
bit emotional because, you know, I know Chris and I are friends as well, which is wonderful, and we've known each other for a little while now, and it's been great to get to know Chris and his lovely wife Sarah over the past couple of years. But it's hard today because I'm not going to be with Nick, but we welcome Chris with lots of love, and I know that the SPTV family will love you because you've got, again, fantastic knowledge, wonderful mediumship. So I know that we're going to have wonderful Mondays with you. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So that's
Can I
good.
just thank the SPTV family? They're already welcoming me here as I can
Yeah.
see the comments. What a beautiful, beautiful family you have here.
We're very
And
fortunate.
I know I've got some pretty big shoes to fill from
Right.
Reverend Nick,
Right.
but
Let
Oh,
me
oh,
stop
oh.
you there. You have served Littleport often enough for me to know that you've got very stylish and well polished shoes. And I think the most important thing to remember is that they are not my shoes that you will be filling. You will be stretching out your own ones, mate. And I know everyone is in safe hands.
thank
Look,
you.
you. I think the most important thing that you will find is that the lovely SPTV family are not only welcoming, they will not help but make you be you.
Yes.
So do not worry about filling anybody's shoes, mate, because yours are shiny enough as it is.
Well, you didn't listen to what I was going to say afterwards.
Oh, I know,
wish
I'm
you,
a bugger.
I wish you'd used odor eaters, by the way. So there you go.
Maybe it's a good thing you've got your own then. Yeah, it's very true. I have dodgy insults. But no, seriously, Chris, I know that Karen obviously has known you very, very well for a long time, and I've known you enough to know that the SPTV family will embrace you, look after you, shine a wonderful light upon you, and I know that you and Karen are going to be the next great double act of. And Richard will also keep you in check as well.
Yes.
You know, so I know he. Do you know what? The one thing that he hasn't got to worry about is the pronunciation of T's with you.
That's wonderful. It's like God speaking to me in my ear
It
when I hear
is.
Richard. Now I know that's not God wanting my PIN number.
Do you know what it is? The one thing that I wanted to do today, as well as look back and look forward, is to make it quite categorically a proper decent handover to the new Monday team. My biggest concern is that it would be miserable and maudling and I would feel depressed and down. But I can't help but look at the joy and fun that you two are going to have together. And we're already reflecting that. I will tell you, Chris, Chrissy Wheatley will be expecting banter. So please watch out. That's it. It's my turn to get my own back after all these years now, Chrissy. Watch out for Chrissy.
Yeah. Oh, poor Chrissy.
Because she is amazing and she will keep you on your toes. She's watches and gets involved in all of the other things that I do, and which is why I know that I'm not going to lose the SPTV family. And I think what you'll notice, if I can pass over one word of wisdom, is Chris, you are about to get a whole lot of stalkers in your life, and they are wonderful. It is amazing, and I know that you are going to enjoy every minute as they will. So, Chris, for those that have never met you before, we obviously have had you on the show before, but for those that don't know you, who is Chris Jacobs, and what is he bringing to everyone's Monday morning uplift?
I have no idea.
Well, that's a good place to start, Chris.
Expect nothing and you'll be rewarded. You know, that's a great thing. I've been a medium for more years than I care to remember, and Karen, I know we'll get on so well because we are from similar backgrounds in that respect. I like to think I have a little knowledge so that I may help people, because as mediums, we understand it is not about us and it should never be about us. It's about helping others, people around us, trying to inspire them, with them thoughts that provoke them to go and explore for themselves and enjoy the life that they live and the life that they could make for themselves. So I'm going to think that our show from forward, I'm not saying it hasn't, Nick, but that it will bring some light and some inspiration. So we will carry on in that kind of vein, I'm hoping. So yeah, I'm a medium of many years, as I've said, an author, I teach, and a bit like the pair of you, I work all over the world, and I feel extremely privileged to do that. And I'm extremely privileged to be asked to join this very wonderful team. I might be different in a couple of weeks, Karen, but there we go. You know, but at the moment, I'm very privileged and I look forward to working with our family.
Yes.
As because they are now as much my family as they have been yours. And I hope that I can do justice and bring that warmth and love to that Monday morning.
Lovely. That's nice. That is nice. Oh dear, it's an emotional day, people, but we are onward and upward, and oh dear, it's if you've got any questions for Chris, put them on the chat. I know Malik wanted to ask a question earlier, so if you want to still ask your question, please do. Let's get a bit of interactivity, if that's a word.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I like what Chris has just said. When Nick joined Dawn on Mondays, I thought he is a loud chatterbox, but we have grown to love his charm and warm personality, and Nick made this show what it is today a must watch.
I noticed she also said before that she hopes I don't talk as much as Nick. So,
well, you do like to chat as well, Chris, as I well know, and we've had some good chats friends about all sorts of stuff. So I know that you're going to bring your love and your banter to the show. And yes, it's just going to be strange, but I know that Nick's going to be, keeping his foot in the door, doing the outside broadcast. And also what's going to be wonderful about that is it will give us a springboard to talk about things and for the family then to comment. And do you know what is one of the most wonderful things that we can do is discuss things and think outside the box, because if somebody brings something in to talk about, we then add our thoughts, and then it makes you think, and basically the knowledge is spreading. And that's what spiritualism is about. It's about the
Absolutely.
awakening, and it's about spreading that knowledge and allowing people to grow. That's what it's about, you know.
I want to just pick up on something you said earlier, Nick, and I mean, full agreement with you that, that saying it's okay to agree to disagree. Well, I'm with you on this one. I think it's good to have differing opinions because more is aired that way, more knowledge is gained. We learn so many different, and it may spark something in you and I, or indeed our listeners, that will think, oh, let me go and investigate that. Let me look into that a little further. Perhaps my way of thought wasn't quite the way it should have been. So well done in saying that, Nick, because you don't hear that kind of opinion very, very loudly.
Well, I certainly, the one thing I lack in teas, I make up for in volume. I've got to get as many jokes about teasing as I can before the end of the show. What I have loved about SPTV, and I'm sure Karen, you will agree on this, and I think you will come to see what I mean by this, Chris, is that we are exposing our heart and our soul as hosts, but we are also exposed to so many wonderful different opinions and views and ways of working that we can't help but see the joy and the experience and the compassion that those differing views bring. When I first joined this way of life as a spiritualist, I must confess that I was very rigid. I had certain views, and it had to be like this and it had to be like this. Over the last 25 years, those walls began to crack. In the last 2 years, they have been completely demolished. And I do feel like I am rising from my experience within SPTV specifically as a new person, because that connection to different people from literally all over the world has been so profound in reshaping the way I work. And I cannot tell you all just how important your support, your compassion, but your honesty and ability to engage it is, of course, in always in a polite and friendly but firm and passionate manner, that has helped me to break down so many barriers and borders that I had for myself. And I think working with such a wonderfully diverse, there is a Judith Somerville. I will never forget your first comment, my darling Judith. We are all unique, planting a seed. Oh, there's that farmer again. Open up others to seek an opportunity to see our life in diversity. It is the diversity of SPTV that has reforged my way of working. I'm still loud. I'm still passionate, but I think I have become more open to different ways of working. And it is definitely SPTV that's done that for me, because you can't help but be open to, as you said, Chris, is there a different way I could have done this? Have I been closed to that? And it is the SPTV family that has really brought that process of change on a pace with me. So I can only thank you all so much for your part in my development, because you have all been so essential and central to my work and how I have changed. And I owe you all a deep debt of gratitude for that. But Mum will be pleased to know that I will be still using my new office. Cheers, Mother.
Do you know what? I think when you're honest and when you share your thoughts, and we know that over the months that we've been working together, we've had moments where the things that sometimes the questions that have been asked or the things that have come up, they've really moved us.
Yes.
And it's made us look at things within our lives as well, you know, talking and sharing about things that have touched us. And sometimes, I'll warn you about this, Chris, sometimes you forget you're live because
Yeah.
you feel like you're just having a good chat with friends and sharing your points of view. And I do forget I'm live sometimes. It's only when I actually go on to Facebook and I think, oh yeah, we were live. But it's like, because I think we're getting so used to technology and Zoom and all sorts of stuff, we don't always think that's going out live. But do you know what? If we can share how we feel and how we actually got over something, a hurdle in that life, then maybe we can play it forward, and our experience may help somebody going through a similar experience. We can't know what everybody goes through because each experience is unique and individual to them. But if somebody can take something from the advice or the guidance or support that we share, then that's good for me. Because as I say, caring is sharing. And I think that's what we need to do, especially in this day and age, especially with what's going on all around us in the world, within every religious movement. I think that we need to think about, you know, how we deliver things, what we say, and the effect that it has on that person. And sometimes that effect can be for good, but sometimes it can also be, you know, not so good. But so we have to be mindful of, you know, what we say, how we deliver it. But we can only do our best in this life.
Yeah.
Be the best that we can be. And I just want to say one final thing to you, Nick. You've been the best. So thank you.
Oh, are you using your tissues yet, Karen?
She's holding off well.
I am. You wait till we finish. I'll be blubbing. But I must say, Chris, I'm looking forward to working with you. I really am. And you're a wonderful person. And so it's going to be good. It's going to be fantastic. So, yeah.
You'll have me blushing shortly. I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I was at first a bit hesitant, thinking, oh gosh, how can I do this? Will the listener like me in that way? We all have those thoughts.
Yeah, we do.
But like you said, you can't be anybody but yourself.
Exactly.
And that's it. And if that shines through and we can help just one person on this show, then I'm happy. I'm extremely happy.
Yeah. I think that the change for me is, you're absolutely right in what you said, Chris. When I first took on the mantle of working on a Monday, it was like I felt, I've got to be like this, I've got to be like that. Within 5 minutes, the comments, the conversation from all of those wonderful SPTVers, it just broke all of that down, and I just started to think, and suddenly they had changed me and made me relax. And you will find this, that the family will relax you into it, and you won't worry for a second about who you need to be, because they accept, mad as it might sound, they accept us for who we are.
Absolutely.
There you go. And this is my point, Debbie Callow, thank you for proving my Chris, we love you already. Just go with the flow. You'll love it. This is the kind of family you have stepped into now, Chris, and they will look after you. And I know Karen will look after you, and I know Richard will keep you on the straight and narrow, because he doesn't do anything.
Definitely.
But it is such a wonderful family to be a part of, that it reflects back on you. And we were talking last week, weren't we, Karen? How I think the great dynamic of the SPTV family, and in particular the Monday show, is that we can go from being so deadly serious and cautiously emotional, and not just putting our hearts on our sleeves, but ripping them off our sleeves and squeezing them
Yeah.
against the screen in 1 second, and
Yeah.
then 30 seconds later being absolutely crude and mad and hilarious the next. And that is the beauty of this group, this family. It really, really is.
I'm loving
I
what
love
Chrissy Weekly says here. Chris, we're one big happy family on SPTV. Let's just say the eldest sibling is leaving home and he'll be home for holidays if the trains permit. I'm glad she made you out the older one out of the two of us.
do you see what I mean, Chris? We have profound philosophy, and then one of us will say something, or the family will say something, and we just go into fits of laughter. It's a little bit like sitting around the dining table with people bantering with each other. And the next thing you're sort of like, gulping on your drink and laughing hysterically. That's a little bit what it's like. It's the only way I can describe it.
True.
And I think it's a great way to start a Monday, because sometimes Mondays can be, oh gosh, Monday. But you know what? I look forward. I get out of bed, think, oh, it's Monday today, and it start your day, and it sets me up for the week. It really does. So, and I hope that it sets everybody else up for the week, because I think it's important to have that, to have that motivation, to have that moving forward, to start your week, especially if you're struggling. And what is also wonderful is, of course, we link with the spirit world as well, so we
Yes.
can bring through the love of the spirit, which can also help somebody, especially if they're struggling. And I know you're passionate about your work as a medium, so that comes into play as well. So it's philosophy, it's banter, it's connecting with the love of the spirit as well. And we tell everybody what's going on with the channel, and we keep people informed on general stuff. And it's just great. I love it. I love it. Absolutely.
And I'm
Absolutely.
sure I'll love it too.
You will.
And Lisa Bennett's comment here is exactly what this is all about for me personally. Lisa says, I hit a stumbling block after losing someone dear 4 years ago. But I stopped believing and stopped my beliefs in my practice in Reiki healing. I stumbled across SPTV through Facebook and have been watching these shows for a few months, and I'm starting to feel an opening again to start my Reiki again. And I've started reading literature on spiritualism, but I'm feeling more open to believing that there is something out there just from the readings and evidence that I've had from SPTV mediumship. That is what it is. There is continuing. And
Oh,
the bit that we couldn't read is from I've had mediumship from SPTV mediums like yourselves. So big thanks, Lisa.
oh,
The pleasure has been all ours, because this is at its core what it's all about. Oh, bless it.
absolutely.
He's had to
That
change your font size, darling. Um, it is what it's all about, isn't it, Karen?
it is. That's why we have the Monday show. That's why SPTV is here, to help people to pick up the pieces and get back on that Reiki path, Lisa, because it's there for you. So that's amazing. Well done. Well done. Lovely. Lovely.
It's
And
so
of
nice
Oh,
that
course,
you can get these reflections, these
it
back
is.
from people, isn't it? Because that's the beauty of this show, is that it's here, it's now, and we integrate with you straight away. Because
Uh,
for me, let's not forget, we don't just work with the spirit world, we work with the spirit in physical being.
Absolutely.
It's
here we go. Here we go. Welcome to your Monday, Chris. Welcome to your.
well, can I correct that? We work with,
Yeah.
as God
Yeah.
has just said. So
Oh, yeah. Well, Chris
do
is
you know,
now officially an SPTV host.
exactly. So, but do you know what? I want to bring him in again a little bit because it's nice. It's also lovely for us to see it and also reflect on Nick's last show. But it's also nice for Richard to see it too. You know what the viewers are saying because of all the hard work that goes on behind the scenes too. So I hope you're watching, you're reading the comments, Richard, because I think it's important that you see that too. You know. Good. That's all right then. He's reading the comments. He's just told me. So, yeah,
After all, he's a man behind the voice.
he is. Absolutely. Yes, he is. He is. He's a very, do you know what? You took the words right out of my mouth there, Richard. He is a multitasking man, and they are very rare, are they not, ladies? Oh, I have to get that one in.
I'm just hoping my wife isn't listening to this.
Because I am the only female surrounded by the men folk on Monday morning. So come on, girls, back me up on this.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think some people would challenge that statement because I am kind of half that kind of like adopted by the female of the species. But a lovely question has come in from the wonderful Debbie Callow for Chris. So I'm going to ask it on her behalf. Chris, are you a Wordsworth like Nick? Because I get very confused when Nick talks big words, laugh out loud.
I like to think I'm the middle ground. So let's let's be careful with that one. So I'll go the middle ground. Yes, I can use big words, but what's the point if people don't understand?
Exactly. I have to admit that is one thing that I have reduced. People won't believe me when I say it, but they should have spoken to me 3 years ago. I have reduced my big words because of the SPTV family. And if I do use one, I've taken a leaf out of St. Paul's book that if I do use a big word, I'll say 3 words that mean the same thing just to underpin that fancy fluffy word that slipped out of the thesaurus after I regurgitated, means this. So I'm better with my words than I used to be. I wouldn't say I'm perfect because I do still have an extra half teaspoon of sugar and a good lashing of semi-skimmed non-dairy milk on my thesaurus every morning, and that will probably never change. But I think it has tamed a little over the years. And it's certainly because of the influence of the lovely SPTV.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure our viewers will correct me if I'm using words they don't understand.
Oh, they will.
Oh, they will. Yeah, they will. Yeah. I mean, I think I said this last week when we were talking about big words and different words. I worked with a boss who, when I did his dictation, because it seems to be that all my life I've been plugged in. So, but this time I used to be plugged in, and I used to have to type away, and I used to say pardon. I used to have to go back and listen to that word again, and then I'm thinking, well, one, I don't know how to spell it, and 2, I don't know what it means. So I used to have a thesaurus next to my laptop, my computer, and I used to look it up. So you learn from the big words, but sometimes they can get a little bit confusing. So, but we will miss your big words, Nick. But then I'm sure on the bit on the side you can throw a few in to keep us on our toes.
Oh yeah. Matron, put it away. Yes, absolutely yes. I am really looking forward to my bit on the side. Richard made a few suggestions when he first brought it up. I will be doing actual outside broadcasts. So sorry, I've just read Kelly Rocketts. You are a rose between two. Oops, my coffee. Love that. But yeah, I will be going out and about. I will of course be in Chateau Del Nick, in Mama B's office. But I will also be going out and about and exploring. As I go out and about and exploring, with the work that I do, I will also be taking a moment to pause and reflect for the SPTV family. And I've got a wonderful rig that I can carry with me. And yes, Richard, I will be turning it to landscape before I do anything for SPTV. But I'll be able to bring you views from locations, from from sitting and hugging a tree to standing in front of a big building. It's an opportunity to just share a little bit more. But again, once again, if Richard feels like it, he can snip and mute. But I am really looking forward to continuing. And I've got to say thank you to both of you, actually. Because when I came to you and said what was going on and what I was going to have to do, I was upset. But for me, Revnik's bit on the side does feel like a lifeboat that you guys have thrown me to say, I can still be a part of it. I can still be with you. And it's in a way that will then work for what I need to do within my life.
Yes.
So I can only say thank you on that one, because I'm really looking forward to it, actually. And once a month means that I can actually keep on top of it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, I know. I've got my time. I was going for 4.5, actually.
Richard, are they 5 minutes reality or 5 minutes Rev Nick Brown?
So it will definitely be on Richard time. Do you know what? It's funny. You can tell Chris has been at one of my church services, because he knows that I have my own time zone. My grandfather used to say, "How many hours are in your minutes?" And I often felt that he was glaring at me when he said that. But I just want to say one more time a big thank you to Richard and to Karen, but also to all of you watching and continually sharing and making my Monday mornings worth getting up for, actually. And Chris, thank you for keeping the flame burning bright.
I shall certainly endeavour. That's my biggest word at the moment. Absolutely.
I think it's time for a break, and then we'll come back with some readings for our lovely viewers from their loved ones in the spirit world. So we will be back soon. Take a break, everybody.
We'll be back.
Introducing the SPTV app, your digital spiritual guide, for an enlightening journey like no other. Immerse yourself in a world of audio and visual content crafted to inspire, educate, and entertain. Seek guidance with our card of the day, choosing up to 6 cards for personal insights. Enhance your daily life with our wellness section, featuring nutritious recipes, affirmations, and balanced living tips. Explore our spiritualism section for a deep understanding of the religion, its principles, and spiritual answers. Unravel the secrets of the clairs and broaden your spiritual horizon. Easily find local readers, therapists, centers, or churches with our comprehensive directory. Stay connected with live broadcasts, check our schedule, and get to know our insightful presenters. Delve into the meanings of angel numbers, crystals, and a comprehensive list of divination meanings. All of this and more, available for free on the SPTV app. Download now at sptv.uk/app and start your journey with your digital spiritual guide.
Help Spiritual Psychics TV grow our TikTok channel. Connect with us at SPTV UK. We're on a journey to reach our next milestone, and we need your help. Follow us today and support us going live. Imagine getting personalised readings, discovering your card of the day, and so much more. Don't miss out on the opportunity to explore new adventures with us. Follow, engage, and transform. Join our growing community at Spiritual Psychics TV with @SPTV UK on TikTok.
And we're back with no rushing, no panicking, no extra ads, just to make sure that we were all here in time because we are professionals. Welcome
Absolutely.
back, everyone. And of course, thank you, Trevor. I am going to be taking a screen grab of that wonderful word and learning how to pronounce it.
Oh my gosh, that's worse than supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I know. I had a lovely conversation about the meaning of the word flocky knocky nihilitilification. Of course,
That
the
was last week.
yes, the wonderful James also sent me how to pronounce it properly,
Ah,
which is wonderful. But yes, I'm looking forward to learning that one. So bless you all. Thank you again all for not only your kind words, but also the welcome that you've given to Chris. And
absolutely.
so now it is time to give some work, to do some work with the world of spirit and give proof of survival. Karen, whose turn is it to go first this week, my lovely?
It's yours.
It's...
You walk
Right.
right into that one.
I kind of expected it, if the truth be told, even though I did go first last
I
week.
know.
But I did walk into it. So as I connect, I am being made aware of, thank you, that's very kind of you. I'm being made aware of a gentleman pushing forward who was a little bit light on top in terms of, you know, follicle stimulation. That's hair for the rest of us. I did say I've learned to pronounce things and correct things. So this gentleman, he was a little bit going light on top. I would say that he would have probably been in his early 60s when he's passed. He's loving the fact that I'm wearing a waistcoat today. And in actual fact, a collarless shirt, even though this isn't a collarless shirt, it's kind of like a roll one for slipping things in. He would have worn collarless shirts and waistcoats, so he feels quite at home and quite comfortable in what I'm wearing. Although he's a little bit annoyed that I'm not as tidy as he would have been. He was someone who was not prim and proper, but he had certain standards. And he liked things to be in certain ways, but he also liked his home comforts. As he pushes further forward, I would say that he would have been around about the same height as me, so maybe 5'9", 5'10", something like that. I don't feel he would have quite made it to 6 feet. I do feel that this is a fatherly grandfather, so a paternal relationship rather than anything else as he pushes forward. I've also got to say that the name Norman is important, either with the person he wants to talk to or in relation to him. It's very rare that I actually get given their actual name when I ask for one, but a name connecting with the two of you or bringing you two together, the name Norman would be important. I've also got to say that there's an anniversary somewhere in April. Thank you. I do feel that this gentleman would have had a weakness in his arms towards the end of his life. But as he was also someone who wasn't very easily trusting and revealing of himself. You had to warm up to him and get to know him. But once, thank you. But once he felt that he could trust you, there was this, you know, that speech patterns are really important and reflective of the way people speak. And Chris, you've got a very paced and deliberate, very gentle speech pattern. And I feel that this, he would resonate with that because he would have been someone who would have been very nurturing, very compassionate, very kind and helpful to those that he had brought into his inner circle. And as I speak and as I feel him making use of speech pattern and tone and inflection, I can feel that gentleness that would have been more appropriate coming out of your mouth than it would have mine, because I'm all over the place and mad and nuts as a hatter. But I do feel this pacing and this very precise, deliberate thought that went into his words coming forward within him. But I also do feel that there's this naughtiness with him, because as he as he finishes, he says, "But don't you think that I couldn't tell a joke? Because I would use compassion and humor in equal measure." And sometimes he says, when people think that you are one of those slightly more quieter ones, they don't expect your humor. So when it comes, it grabs them. Whereas with you, Nick, he said, "Oh, okay." He was very analytical of people, actually, because he says, whereas with you, Nick, people expect some punchline to come out every 5 seconds. So he was also very honest in his conversations with people and would have been very open to not holding back, but he would say it in a way that is both appropriate and compassionate. If anyone can understand who this is, please let us know, because otherwise he is going to be keeping me talking for the next 45 minutes. But I do know this gentleman would have passed with a condition down in the pit of his stomach here, I can feel. And I know that the lady that he wishes to speak to, I do feel it's more grandfather than father. And, you know, it's funny, but he keeps joking about the BFG, you know, the cover image. And the clothing that he described and the look of his hair and everything, there is an element of the BFG. Lovely story by Roald Dahl. But he says, "Don't get me talking about whiz poppers." So obviously he's aware of it. So I don't know if anyone can understand this. If you can't, obviously I'm going to move forward and let someone else come through. But this gentleman, I do know that he wants to talk to a young lady about a young lady. So I feel like I'm talking about dripping through the generations. So there would be a female on here who is responsible for a younger female. And what he wants you to know is that he would have been the one who would advise you to be the one to take charge and not do what he would have done, but be yourself. Because I feel whoever it is, it would have been the kind of person that would have relied on him to be the advisor, the counsel, and the guide. But what he's saying actually is that you are good enough to stand on your own 2 feet. So don't worry about me, worry about you, because you are the one that can fix things. He wants to empower someone. There is as I said, there is a female. I feel the name Jenny is important within this. But if no one can, Sam B. Sounds like your father-in-law. I will accept father-in-law is father. There's no in-law in spirit. There's no steps. There's no laws. There's just that emotion. And if you can understand that there is a younger generation to you, where this gentleman, you might have leaned on him and relied on him. And Tonya hikes, maybe Dad Bill. The two of you that have called out, if you could understand that there is a generation below you that you would have leaned on him for advice and are kind of missing his support at the moment. But what he's telling you is, no, you don't need me, because you are absolutely who you need to be. You are well-rounded, you are strong, you are determined, and you've got a little bit of what I taught you inside of you, but you apply it in your own way. And he's really, really proud of that, because what he wants you to do is recognize your own worth, your own strength, and your own ability. And Lisa says, sounds like Dad. Let me see if I can. So there was the Norman connecting either of you. There's the generation below. Mum's name is Jenny. Okay, so there's a Jenny around you as well. He would have been Norman. My dad loved Norman wisdom. I have to admit, I did think about Norman's wisdom, but I can't give it now because you've already told me. Whoops, my bad. I live and learn. Thank you, everyone. But I think with the Jenny and the Norman, I think that this is for Lisa. Let me just clarify. Okay. Okay, there would have been a joke in the family about polyfiller. I don't think it's you. I think that you would have overheard this joke, but he keeps joking about polyfiller, but he's not actually talking about polyfiller. He's talking about stuff like this, and I'm making sure that it's not showing a name, and he's calling it polyfiller because he's having a pop at me saying you obviously think you need it. Once again, there's that humor with him as well, just bringing the light side in. But there would be a joke about him describing pills and potions like that as polyfiller and war paint. But not again in an accusatory or unkind way, but again, it's that humor, it's that laughter, and that it's that joy in terms of these old stories that you share, and you cannot help but laugh about them. And that is really, really important. He says, I want you to remember me with laughter, not sadness. I want you to remember me with joy, not pain. And I want you to share the stories and the fun times, and be genuinely happy and laugh about me. But what I also want you to do as a reminder, because he was very, very good at circling back and not being distracted, which is something that I struggle with. So maybe he'll hang around and help. Is a reminder that you are good enough on your own 2 feet, and you will be okay, and so will she. Oh yes, Dad joked about women who look like they used filler. Oh bless her, thank you. Go out, have yourself a good cup of tea, a good day in the sunshine, put your own war paint on and start again, because you are good enough, you are capable, and you are strong. And he is so, so proud of you for that. And with that, I'll say, God bless you. Thank you for accepting him. And bless your heart, Lisa. God bless.
Oh, that's lovely, Nick. Well done. Wow, I love that. Dad joked about women who look like they use filler. I love that. That's brilliant. Okay, so I'll go next, all right. I've got a lady here. She's been with me for a little while Nick was giving his message. And I know that she's mum. And I know that I feel towards the end of her life, just touching on the word reflection here, I know she would have reflected on things. And I do feel time within the family to reflect on. She's also making me aware that her daughter would have her diamond ring. So I do feel she did have quite a few rings, but she's talking about the diamond ring, and I feel the daughter wears it because she drew attention to one that I have. So I know that is connected there. She feels sort of a little bit retrospect, I have to say, as she comes forward. And I just feel that she wants to reach out to someone here. And I feel that she just wants to, she's talking about, now I'm not sure, I'm going to be honest here, I'm not sure if this was a wedding before she passed to the spirit world, or there is a wedding coming up now, because she just gave me a scene of a small, it was like a small family do, and it looked like a wedding. So I feel that there is a wedding that was around just before she passed to the spirit world. And I do feel this lady was quite emotional as she comes forward, and I feel she did wear her heart on her sleeve. I also feel that she struggled with her physical body towards the end of her life. She's making me aware that there was issues with her legs, and I do feel issues around her stomach. And I feel that she was a little bit embarrassed about actually asking for help, because I feel that when she was well, she was quite an independent soul and wanted to sort of be her own person and do her own thing. And I do feel that she was a woman that would want to take on a lot. I can do it, I will do it. She was very much of that ilk. But I feel towards the end of her life, I just feel that she got weaker and weaker. And I feel that she lost quite a lot of weight before she passed. And I feel that she had to be helped physically. So if this makes sense to anybody, if you can just, let me know by commenting, that will be wonderful. Okay, so let me just carry on. I also feel here that she would have had issues with her eyes as well. I feel that her eyes were quite weak, and I feel that she had to have quite thick glasses. I did want to say that I do feel that this is mum. I do feel that this is mum. And I feel that she wants to come forward because she wants to, I just feel here that there was a conversation before she passed about her saying, if I can come back, I will. And I do feel that she has been through before. And I just feel that, so Richard, can you just put the comment, could you just put the random names up for me, please, just so I can see some names here? Because okay, is Kelly still on? Is Kelly Rocket, does this make sense to you? Because I got your name in my head here. So Kelly, if you can understand this is your mum, and you can understand what I've said, please let me know, because I did feel drawn to you. I've asked the spirit world to help me go a little bit more direct, and they're actually trying to oblige, which is very good of them. So I just want to reach Kelly. If you can understand any of this, just let me know, because I just feel that your mum is here. And I also feel that she's talking about this celebration or this wedding. And I feel it was in a pub. She's taken me to a pub. And I just feel that she's just taken me to this pub. She wants to reach out to you. And if I am, oh, your mother is still here. Okay, then I'm not with you then. Okay, but is there another Kelly on here, Richard? Is there any more Kellys? Or the name Kelly? Nope. Okay. I just would, all right, then if it's not you, Kelly, would anybody understand the name of Kelly? Because I just feel as if I'm drawn here to somebody where the name of Kelly is connected. I also feel that the emotion with this lady is very, very strong. So I feel that she just wants to reach out to somebody here. And I do feel it is her daughter. So if somebody can let me know if this makes sense, right, Gail, we will do our best, but I'm just trying to get okay. I just want to get somebody to take this lovely mum, because I just feel here that she just wants to reach out, and there's something about this wedding that was important here. So I just feel that if anybody can't take it, I just feel that okay, I'll have to see if somebody else that comes on later can take this, but I just know it's for somebody here. Okay, so let's just see if there's something specific that she can give me. I feel here that she's drawing attention to particularly her knees. So I feel there's issues with her knees, and I also feel, right, Faye, you can understand this. Lovely, lovely. Okay, so you can take most of this, and your daughter is Kelly. Okay, that's wonderful. So would you understand the issues with the knees? I just feel there's problems with the knees, and I also feel that there's somebody here that has got hospital appointments coming up, and I just feel that your mum would have hated going to the hospital. I feel that she absolutely hated going to the hospital. And I just feel she keeps talking about this wedding. So can you just acknowledge, Faye, that you can understand something about this wedding, this celebration that's coming up? Because she just wants to, I feel that she would have loved celebration. She would have loved getting the family together. It was very, very important to her. And I feel that her other pieces of jewelry has got dotted around, and she's actually saying that Kelly has something as well. So I feel that Kelly has a piece of mum's jewelry, and I feel it's a necklace, but I feel you have the ring. So this is what she's making me aware of. So I just feel she wants, I keep bringing my hands together. So I feel she wants to bring people together, because I feel that people have been dotted around. All right, all right, I have one on Friday. Right, okay, that's fine. So I just feel that people are now dotted around, and she's trying to bring the family together, because that was very important to her. She's taking me to the middle of September. So I know September is coming up around the 18th or 19th for an anniversary or a passing. And I also want to go to the end of December. Quiet wedding and in pub. Fantastic. And she's taking me to the end of December here, around the 29th and 30th as well. And I feel that's for a passing. A passing happened just after Christmas. And it was very hard at that time for people to look forward to that year. And I don't know if it's you that struggles with New Year, New Year's Eve and moving into the next year, but I feel that someone does not like the New Year's celebrations. And I also feel that Mum liked Christmas. Mum definitely liked Christmas. I'm also hearing the name of Brian being mentioned. So I feel Brian is connected on a brother link. So I feel there's a brother that with the name of Brian. And I also feel here that she just wants to send a lot of love to the family. And it's almost like that, like she's saying to you, tell everybody I'm okay. I'm everything, all is well with me and the rest of the loved ones in the spirit world. So she just wants to send that love and support to you. So take her love. Right. Okay. So thank you for working with me, Faye. Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Oh, bless.
Oh, we got there in the end. So
Yes.
there
Oh,
you
you
go.
went wrong. Granddad died on the 24th of December.
Ah, right. So I was roundabout, just a little bit out. I try my best. I try my best. Okay.
I think we
I knew
can
it
let you
was
have that one.
Christmas. I knew it was Christmas. Okay.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. And now, Chris, would you like to do one?
This is my inaugural one where I work with spirit.
Absolutely. You're learning. You're learning.
But as I connect here with the spirit world, I feel the presence of a beautiful young soul come forward here. And I know that I'm looking for mother. And I want to talk about a young boy here, a boy or a young man. And he gives me such a vibrant personality as he comes forward. And it's like Mum's been wondering, what is he doing? Where is he? And how is he? And I do feel that this young person, not been in the spirit world too long. So I'm looking at possibly 2-3 years within that time that I feel this. And I want to talk about this vibrancy that he would have had too. And I know that Mum still has this broken heart because she still misses him, as she would. And yet I do feel she talks to him constantly. I know we're talking to a beautiful photograph where this young person has the most incredible smile and a beautiful face with eyes lit up here. I feel too that there would have been something where he wasn't well as well. So, sorry, those two words. I know he wasn't well prior to the passing here, but I also feel there were things going on around him too. Does anybody understand this yet? It must be a young person. Okay, all right. Okay, so you can understand the young person, please. Are we talking young man or almost young man here, Richard? We are. Great. Sorry, take mother out of it for a moment. Would you understand this problem, this health condition, please, before passing? Okay. Would you also understand that there were problems going on? Because I do feel I want, in my mind here, that I'm trying to get a grasp of what's going on.
We've also
Okay.
got Debbie. We've also got Debbie that can take this
All
as well.
right. Okay. I know that I feel here, Debbie, I don't feel that it was quite that age. So I am working with Richard, if I can carry on, unless somebody else can come with that person.
Yes.
Oh,
And
okay.
here comes Richard.
Right.
Looks like Richard can understand this. So
Yeah. Hi, everybody. It's Richard here. Hope you're all
So
well.
you
Thanks,
understand.
Karen.
So if you could just recap, you understand the message.
I
thus
can,
far,
yeah, I can understand the message apart from the mother section of it.
the motherly.
Yeah.
Would you understand why he refers to mum? Why I'm looking for mother?
She's not well at the moment.
Right. Okay. And has she been talking to him, please?
Could be. She has dementia.
Right.
So she could be. I
Okay.
wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know. All right. Because I
Yeah.
know that he feels like she's talking to him and he's talking to her. Okay. And right. I
We got Sam that
understand.
can take it as well.
Okay. But I understand after you're saying the dementia, it makes sense now. She's looking and wondering where he is. So something probably with the dementia.
It could be, yes.
All right. I know that he had, would you understand, incredibly looking good, incredibly looks and lovely eyes.
Yeah, he takes after me. Well, I take after him, yeah.
Being modest. All right. Okay. But did he
There's a
feel
few
as
probably
though
disagree
when
with me
we,
there, but there you go.
okay, when we say the window, the eyes are the windows to the soul, with this young man, I've got to say they were. Would you understand that
They were,
too?
yeah.
I
Everybody, when
don't
they
know
see
whether,
his picture, say the same thing. His eyes, his eyes. Yeah.
because it's where they draws me to that. And I know that I don't know whether they had blue eyes, but he talks about being the blue-eyed boy. Would you understand that?
You are 100% correct, but he wasn't blue-eyed, but he was called that. But he wasn't
Okay,
blue eyes.
because he made reference to the blue-eyed boy
Yeah.
here.
No, he
I
was
know
referenced as
there's a
that, but
lot.
wasn't blue.
As I say this, I must say to you, Richard, I feel incredibly the emotion as he comes through. When I say he was quite an emotional person, was he not?
He was.
All right, because as I talk to you, it's like I want to just hug you here and say it's okay, it's all right. And thank you for what you've done in his memory. Would you understand that?
I would, yeah.
All right, because he wants to thank you for that. I know as we come up in the lead up to Christmas, I want to feel excited as though he loved Christmas or would love that run up to Christmas. Would you understand that too?
I can inquire about that.
Okay. All right. Please do, because I feel it's this run up there. All right. That's kind of, I'm almost getting this condition like I want to cough. Would you understand the coughing, please?
Yes, I would, yeah.
As though I'm coughing, I feel like I'm almost choking in a way with that. Um, so, because he talks about this condition not being very good, not being
That's
great.
correct.
And I know
Yeah,
there would have been a struggle to breathe because I'm trying to fight for my breath here a little bit.
that is correct.
All right. But he wanted to come back as the remembrance from before that, when he was very vital, when he was very, very strong in his ways and his opinions and the lover. But more than anything here is I want to remember the fun, the laughter, and the fights we had because I enjoyed those fights, he said.
Okay.
Would that be correct?
Not much of the fights, playful fights, I'm assuming that's what he
Okay,
refers to.
sorry. I
Yeah,
will I'll rephrase that. It was the banterful fights then, not
yes.
fisticuffs. Sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
because I know that I felt like I wanted to do a one man up. You, what is it? One man upmanship, and I feel that's on your part rather than his. He says.
That, yes, that is my personality all over. Yeah.
Okay, because it feels that I feel like you're talking down to him, but not talking down to him because he's going what like this. Would
Yeah, I've
that
been
make
told
sense
I
to
have
you?
to stop doing that. I talk down to people. Yeah.
All right. And I think he's just reminding you of that. Okay.
Okay.
I know that I want to talk about the beautiful remembrances around his funeral, at his funeral, um, and the emotion that was there, and the person who laid a rose or a flower on top of the coffin.
I was too young, but I can inquire.
All right. Because he says here to me, never stop being the inspiration that you are, because you are his inspiration. And he says that with such sincerity that I'll leave you with his love and
Thank
say,
you.
God bless.
And Summer can also take this as well. Saying so much like her father. Yeah. Thank you very much.
as mediums, I did feel I was with you, Richard.
Okay.
So I know that went to the right person.
Yeah. But take what you can from it, Summer, as well. Thank you very much.
Yes,
I'm
definitely.
the first person on SBTV got a message from you in your first show. There you go.
Yeah, now there's a way to get your foot in
Semi.
the door.
Absolutely.
Yeah, creep.
Give the boss a message.
Give the
We'll give you a certificate, Richard.
No, don't push it.
Wow.
Oh dear.
Well, friends, time has moved on swiftly, and the time has come to say goodbye, for every road must end. But you will always be here in my SPTV friends. It has been, and it's so nice the way spirit work. Well done, Chris. Getting Richard's voice on at the end there, rather clever there from them up there. It has been an honor and a privilege to have worked with the world of spirit for SPTV. It has been an honor and a privilege to work with you, Richard, and you, Karen, and all those that have been a part of my journey within this wonderful, wonderful family. All I can say is, in the words of a very famous fiction writer who also wrote a few facts, but was quoted by a very dear individual to me, carry on, take the word of spirit out into the world, and never, ever give an inch. And I know that you won't give that inch, only in compassion and kindness. It has been hilarious. It's been emotional. It's been brilliant. And I, in the words of, gotta get a Doctor Who quote in, I would not change one line of this. So thank you all for being a very important part of my journey in this way of life. Richard, keep going. Don't be anything other than your authentic self. And thank you for all you have done. Karen, don't change. Do not change. Be the wonderful, wonderful woman that you are. And I cannot wait to take the platform with you on the 5th of October.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it too.
I really, really am. And I know Mum's already got the kettle on. Chris, in all seriousness, I know we have our mucks about and our jokes, but you are in very safe hands with the SPTV family. And I know that you are going to absolutely enjoy every moment and every note and line of this too. And I know that everyone is going to look after you and be wonderful. I will obviously be back once a month with Revnick's bit on the side. I'll be continuing to do the online services, and I've got an off and on Friday show with the lovely Reverend Tony, the two Revs. That has fortunately been able to stay. I will still be working online, and hey, maybe if things change again in a couple of months' time, I'll be doing even more than I was in the past. But I will still be running Little Port. I'll still be in charge of the alliance in the part that I play in the role there with the other bishops who run it. I'm not going anywhere very far. I will always be here. And of course, I'm still a VIP, so I'll still be knocking around in the VIP lounge. And maybe even more now because I've got a little bit more time. But maybe I can come back when I publish my book on poetry and read you a few verses.
That'd be lovely.
But thank you, most importantly, to the SPTV family. You have no idea how much of an influence you have had on me and my life, my world and my work in equal measure. And I love each and every one of you so dearly. Please don't lose touch. I'll try not to. And Richard, thank you for everything you've done for me, both personally. There we go. Thank you for everything you've done for me, both personally and professionally. And I know SPTV will continue to go from strength to strength. Yes, Lisa Bennett, you were my last reading as a host on SPTV. So you've got that.
Oh.
Well, I will do your certificate for that. And there you go. The amazing Chatterbox now bows over and says, look after your new hosts for your new show. It will change and evolve and grow and become brilliant in its own right, because from now on, you will start your day with the wonderful Karen Wood, the brilliant Chris Jacobs, and the indomitable Richard, keeping them in check. But for me, thank you, all of you. And I now say good night.
And we
Good
promise
night.
you, Nick, we will try and keep this show running in not quite the same way, but we will keep that vein very much alive. And I promise you also, I'll
Absolutely.
try and keep Karen in check as well.
Good luck.
Do you know
Okay.
what? We will keep the flag of spiritualism flying, the flag of philosophy flying, because it's important to all of us. And we will also continue to bring through our loved ones and their messages from the spirit world. So we will be back next week, next Monday. So please join us. And we look forward to, being with you. And we send our love and best wishes to Nick on his new chapter in his book. And we look forward to having the bit on the side with his philosophy for us to talk about, for us to discuss, because that's what it's about. And we thank you and we love you, Nick, very, very much. So
Good luck, my friend, and I'll see you soon.
yes,
Certainly will.
absolutely. Anyway, it's goodbye from us until next week. So keep sharing, keep caring, and we look forward, Chris and I, to join you next Monday for Start Your Day. But goodbye and enjoy the rest of your week. Lots of love, everybody.
Lots of love, everybody, and I'll see you
Bye.
next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.